Hello YouTube, I am the Twilight Gamer, and I am back with episode 2 of Seduce Me with Mitchell.
Hey guys!
Let's get back from our state. You willed me the very home I'd love to see you in. Why? Why would you think I would be ready to take it? Especially after this. Oh yeah. So if you didn't watch the last episode, and you really should, to understand, our grandfather died, so yeah, that happened. A surge of anger bubbled within me, but I quickly swallowed it. There was no use in getting mad, especially when the person in question was no longer there. I'm sorry.
Are you sharing screens?
Oh shoot, no, I forgot to do that. Fiddling with stuff, unprofessional, I don't care. There we go, that better?
There we go.
I'm sorry. It's hard to stay calm when you've left me with so many questions. Especially about what happened between you and Dad. What am I doing? Talking to a grave. My vision blurred and I suddenly realized I was crying. My face heated up as tears rolled down my cheeks. I'll bring you some flowers later. I miss you, Grandpa. I'll try my best to fulfill my promise I gave to you, even if the world might be turned against me. I left the grave, wiping my tears hastily so my parents wouldn't see.
Well, it's time to head back home. I'll cook up your favorite lasagna when we get home, okay?
Yeah, I'm still not doing voice acting for those who have voice acting. Which is everyone except me. Thanks,
Yeah.
Mom. However, my dad didn't speak the entire drive home. I wanted to talk to him, but after his moment at the funeral, I wasn't sure if that was a good idea.
It's about time we took off those dreary black clothes.
Gathering my courage, I decided then that it was time to talk. Dad, could I ask you something?
Go ahead.
Why do you want me to move into the estate so soon?
I thought I made that rather clear. The college near your grandfather's house is well known for its business program. You are planning to major in business, yes? Right after you graduate from high school, you'll just live there and can easily commute to and from school. It's a perfect fit for you.
But it's so sudden. You just decided so quickly, right after the funeral.
Don't be so sensitive. If you're like that in the real world, you'll be crushed.
I'm just saying that maybe we could talk a bit more about my future. In reply, my father rubbed his temples and sighed quietly.
After you graduate from college, you'll work at Anderson Family Toys. I have connections since I am part of the board of directors, so you will be guaranteed a spot. That is what we talked about before, yes?
But what if...
Stop mumbling!
But what if I don't want to work there?
Don't be silly. It's the family company. Our company. I'm not just going to hand it over to some incompetent vice chairman.
He came closer to me, and his face softened.
Look, this is all for the best, okay? You may not know it right now, but you will appreciate it later.
For some reason, when I heard him say that, something snapped in me. I wasn't exactly sure what it was, but it made me feel so angry. Do you even care that Grandfather passed away?
Of course I do.
Well, everything seems fine and dandy to you. Things couldn't be better.
Excuse me? I don't like your tone, young lady.
I don't. It kind of feels like I'm a third party and I've walked into something I shouldn't have walked into.
That does seem a bit true.
It's like nothing had even happened at all. Like you just ignored the fact that he's no longer here.
Do not raise your voice at me.
Yeah, I'm actually not gonna I'm actually not gonna voice it like shouting, because obviously, family, microphone, people.
Me.
What did he ever do to you to deserve this? My father, his face hardened, crossed his arms, and erupted in angry laughter.
Ha! You sure place him upon a pedestal, like he's some kind of venerated god or something. It makes me sick.
Oh shoot, I need to get my charger. Eh.
Ooh, I would have punched him right there.
Yeah, I know you would've. But violence isn't always the answer, Mitchell. Ah, I just hit my microphone.
Sure as hell can knock some sense into some people. Some.
But sometimes you can't. Just the way life goes. There we go. That
Like I
charging.
said,
I'm just gonna check to make sure it's charging now. Oh, I'm being so unprofessional. Is that it? Are you happy seeing grandfather dead? While everyone was grieving, were you holding yourself back from laughing in everyone's faces? Do you just feel a bit happier seeing him lie in the graveyard? A flash of rage crossed his face, and he whipped the back of his hand across my cheek. Oh God.
You don't know anything! Running your mouth like somehow you know everything that went on, when you're just a little girl that doesn't know how to keep her mouth shut! You
What?
did not know my father! You did not know what he was capable of.
Well then. No, I really shouldn't be laughing about this, because it is...
Is everything all right? What happened?
Nothing. I'm not hungry. I think I'll go upstairs.
Honey, wait!
I quickly turned and ran up the stairs to my room, slamming the door behind me. My breath came in short pants, and for a while, I just leaned against the door to my bedroom, eventually sliding down to sit against it. How did things become like this? My cheeks still throbbed, and I tentatively stood up and looked at the mirror to see how it looked. Hopefully it doesn't bruise. What am I saying? Tears formed in the corner of my eyes, but I blinked them back rapidly. I couldn't cry for the second time today. I had to be stronger than that.
Are you all right? Your father told me nothing happened, but you know your father.
I'm fine. I just lost my appetite.
The lasagna's done, though, and I don't want you skipping any meals. Are you sure?
Yeah, don't worry about me, Mom. I'll come downstairs later to eat.
You're not telling me the whole story.
I just don't want to eat right now.
Please, dear. Tell me what's going on. I wish you would tell me why you're being like this.
Prying isn't going to help.
I wanted to tell her. A part of me was screaming to tell her what Dad had done. At the same time, I knew she couldn't fix anything. Besides, I was moving out regardless. I remained silent, letting the event remain in the past.
I'll leave your food on the table if you want to eat it later.
Finally, my mom left me alone. It was strange to think she was only a few inches away from me, only separated by a single wooden door. I really didn't know what to do. I needed to do something, anything, to get my mind off what just happened. Anything would be better than thinking any more about the pain still radiating from my cheek. I was going to move into my grandfather's house tomorrow. I should probably pack up my stuff so I'd be prepared for tomorrow. Yeah, that was a good idea. I should start packing. I opened the closet, rummaging around for a while before finally finding two large bags. Pulling them out onto the floor of my room, I then began to empty my drawers and cabinets so that I could bring all my things with me. I didn't have much to bring, other than just clothes and some toiletries. It was kind of bizarre that I didn't have many personal belongings. It wasn't like my luggage was completely devoid of them, but I certainly didn't have many things in my room that I would miss if I just suddenly left the house. I shook my head to rid myself of those thoughts. If it were going to be my new home, it would have to feel like it. One way or another, I was going to make it a home.
You turn the tables on me now. You trap me in your cage somehow. I can never escape from you, but baby, that's alright.
Oh God. That ringtone.
That was so inopportune.
Just as I was packing my things, my cell phone began ringing and vibrating in my pocket. I snaked my phone out of my pocket and answered it, while slowly easing myself onto my bed. Who could possibly be calling?
Hey, Anderson, you there? Is everything all right? We were worried about you, so we decided to call. Hello?
I'm really glad you guys called. My voice managed to come out, though it was only a whisper.
What happened? Are you okay?
Well, I slowly began to tell them about the funeral that afternoon. A small silence followed when I was done recounting what happened, and to my relief, Naomi finally spoke up.
I can't begin to imagine how you must be feeling right now. I'm so sorry. Do you want us to come over right now?
No, it's okay. My dad's in a good mood, so could we just keep talking on the phone like this?
Of course! We'd stay on the phone until the crack of dawn, right, Suzu? Yeah, we're always here if you need us. After all, we wouldn't be the awesome triple threat trio without you, right?
Yeah.
Triple threat trio? That sounds like the name of a gang. Yeah, I mean, we're all taking on the world together. We've got to sound somewhat scary, or else no one's going to take us seriously.
I don't think anyone's going to take you seriously anyway.
What's with you and naming things? You've got to step up your game, Naomi. Falling behind to the cool kids like Anderson and me. Hey! I'm a cool kid. If anything, I'd say you'd have to step up your game.
We chatted cheerfully about all sorts of things. Very soon, I had forgotten about the events that day and was engaged in a conversation about Naomi's favourite TV show, some program called Herlock. Oh, definitely not Sherlock.
Complete knockoff.
We all agreed that the Erica playing the titular character, I have no idea how that's pronounced.
Titular.
That's it. Character certainly had a very distinctive look about him, with that long overcoat and scarf wrapped around his neck. That sounds more like Doctor Who.
They use Sherlock's name as a knockoff, and then make the show sound more like Doctor freaking Who.
Well, to be fair, it's only one doctor had a long overcoat and a scarf, but I can't remember which one.
How many have there been?
Hmm?
How many have there been?
12. 13 if you count the War Doctor. Maybe 14 now, I don't know, hang on.
What the hell happened to the rest of them?
Yeah, 14.
What the hell happened to the rest of them?
Well, since the show's been going on for so long, every now and then the Doctor regenerates and they get a new actor. Matt Smith was around for a while. 5 months, I think, before we got the new one. I think it was 5 months or like a couple years. I can't really remember. I know David Tennant was around for quite a while. Oh, fun fact, in the first episode that Matt Smith was the doctor, he ate fish fingers and custard.
Oh my god.
And he said he liked it.
That's perfect. That's just perfect.
Yeah, he essentially breaks into someone's house.
Let's carry on.
We had many disagreements about who we thought was the coolest character.
Oh god.
Yeah, he has really high cheekbones, and his eyes are pretty. Though, I do have to say I prefer Jackson. Definitely Sherlock Holmes.
Yes.
And as a bonus, his actor is just so sassy. I don't know what I went for there. I looked at the clock hanging on the wall and realised how late it was. Whoa, it's already 1 AM? Sorry for keeping you guys up so late. I think I'm gonna hit the hay for tonight. See you guys at school tomorrow. I should probably shower and go to bed. I can't believe I stayed up this late just to talk to my friends. That actually sounds like me.
That has happened before.
Yes, it has.
We've kept you up till 2 before.
Yeah, and I've stayed up until 4 o'clock talking to the event team before.
4?
Yeah.
Wow. That's a bit much.
To be fair, one of them stayed up a couple of them have stayed up all night before just to talk on Skype. Although one of them, yeah, okay, I'm just gonna.
Didn't you try to get one of them to talk?
Yeah, a couple of them just stayed in was just in the Skype chat, had their microphone muted and talked in the actual chat. But it was really nice. Well, to the bathroom I go. I took a relaxing shower. Nothing beat hot water and the feeling of being clean. After drying myself, I promptly dressed in my pajamas and crawled into bed. A nice hot shower after a long day. I'm so glad to finally be in bed. It had been a really long day. I knew that I was just wishing for something to change back in class, but I certainly wasn't expecting any of the things that happened today. And I have to go back to school tomorrow. Ugh. I curled up on my side and tightly wrapped the blankets around me. I really wasn't in the mood to be returning to school, but my dad probably would make me go just for the sake of it. It's time to go to sleep. I reached out to the lamp on my nightstand to turn off the lights. However, my mind was so lost in the passing of my grandfather and the thought of inheriting something so big that it haunted my mind the entire night until the next morning. That actually surprised me. It's so different from my alarm. But I was actually surprised by it, because that one was just a regular alarm, and mine sounds like a freaking rainforest. Well, as long as it gets me up in the morning. I shook my head to tranquil the sleepiness out of me, to no avail. I really didn't get any sleep last night. It's already time to wake up? Wait, school! As soon as I realised I had to go to school, I slid out of bed and looked at the vanity mirror. That's a relief. Luckily, there was barely a bruise on my cheek. You had to squint to actually see it. I doubted anyone would actually notice it unless they leaned in really close. Breathing out a sigh, I got dressed, took my backpack, and caught the bus to go to school. It wasn't even hours before everyone heard the news. I was approached in school and given condolences for my loss. However, that wasn't what shocked my friends.
Wait, so you have the whole Anderson house to yourself? Lucky as hell, man! Quit being so sensitive, Naomi.
Oh wow. That's the best line ever.
Well,
Quit being so vulgar, Suzu.
what did she say?
Quit being so sensitive, Naomi. Who should I go with, Naomi or Suzu?
Pick! Who is being so like? What did she say to be so sensitive?
Oh, she was pointing out Suzu's thing about that whole Anderson estate. Just go, Suzu.
Of course you would side with her.
Huh! See? At least she knows how to have fun.
I know how to have fun. You don't need to be wild to have fun.
Guys, I'm going there after school today because my parents want me to get used to living there.
Seriously? It hasn't even been a day since you came back to school.
I know, but my parents want me to try living there as soon as possible.
Still, that's really fast. Are you going to be okay?
Of course. But even in the comfort of my best friends, life seemed to keep testing me. Ugh.
Hey! Don't go around shoving people like that.
Whoops. Did I strike a nerve, Capini?
She let out a small laugh as she twirled her hair around her finger. Lizette, one of the last people I wanted to see today.
It's not me you should be apologizing to.
Oh, Anderson. Hey, how's it going?
I'm alright.
Haven't you already heard, Lizette?
Of what?
Her grandfather's passing.
Well, I'm sorry about that. I don't really watch a lot of news.
It doesn't really sound like you mean it.
I do mean it. Earnestly. Why wouldn't I?
Typical Capini.
Whenever I see Suzu,
Isn't her
I
family
feel
involved
like
with the
Suzu.
mafia or
It's-
something?
I
I wouldn't be
keep thinking
surprised if she
Suzu.
brought out the bat from behind her back right this moment.
Yeah, I couldn't hear you over the voice acting. What'd you say?
Every time I see Suzu's name pop up, I keep thinking Sugu.
Oh, wow. Every time I hear it being said, I keep thinking Zuzu. Like, Zane's nickname. It's Zane's nickname in Aphmal's Minecraft series. Minecraft's,
Suzu.
in Aphmal's My Street series. His mother calls him Zuzu, and his brother does it on occasion.
Do you think would have a nickname? You can think of a nickname for yourself?
Hell
in
no.
the series?
I already have Midney though, don't I?
Yeah, Midney. Yeah, you'd end up being called Midney.
I've got Midney, I've got Midna as well. I have a couple of people who call me Midna.
Really?
Mhm. A couple of people
you
call
know, you can just hit X on the thing for my share screens thing, right? You can just hit X on that, right?
Mhm.
Lizette is just to me a bitch.
Mhm. I had nearly forgotten about the crowd that followed Lizette, which was mostly comprised of people that no one wanted to see on a typical school day. No one had the slightest idea why exactly they followed Lizette around persistently, but they labelled themselves as social equals with her.
is out of line.
Yeah.
Suzu comes from an honest family.
Says the one whose family profits from political scandals.
Yeah, your dad doesn't make anything unless he's in the court with dirty politicians.
Hey, let's all calm down for a second, alright? I'm sure Anderson needs some time to recuperate. I mean, what just happened? We need to give her some respect.
Just stop. Stop acting like that already. Like you feel sorry for me.
What are you talking about?
I'm sure you're happy seeing me like this. You already have everything you've wanted, and now seeing me like this, life couldn't get any better. Bitterness seeped into me, and words started flying out my mouth without filter. But honestly, I didn't care. I was so consumed by anger that I only saw Lizette in front of me. What exactly am I to you? Just another part of your obstacle course? Is that what I am? I'm sick of it, Lizette. I'm sick of all these charades. I'm sick of you. Gasps rose from the crowd around her, and I was brought back to the school hallway. Even my friends beside me looked at me in surprise. One girl looked like she was going to speak up, but Lizette held her hand up to stop her. There was an emotion in her face I couldn't quite make out, but I could see some form of pity in her eyes. No, don't you dare pity me. I looked away from her. I didn't want to see that emotion in her eyes when she was talking to me. She didn't have the right to look at me that way.
I'm sorry. I know your grandfather passing away must have really taken a toll on your emotions.
She stepped towards me and put her hand on my shoulder, giving me a tiny smile, as if for old time's sake. But for some reason, I didn't feel comforted at all. Not that I was angry at her, but the expression on her face when she leaned in close to me contorted into something complex. Something was different about her. I couldn't quite place my finger on it, but something about her had definitely changed.
Well, I'll be going for now. Track meet responsibilities and all of that stuff. See you later.
Something about Lizette made me feel uncomfortable. I wasn't just angry, but also uneasy. What was it? I had never seen her like that before. But I decided to pay no further attention to it. She continued running down the hallway with her gaggle of friends behind her. I refocused my attention to Miss Phillips, who was walking down the hallway towards me.
Is everything all right, girls?
Nothing we couldn't handle, Mrs. P. Just a bunch of snobs.
Suzu, hush! It was nothing, Mrs. Phillips.
I see. Well, Miss Anderson, please accept my condolences for your loss.
Thank you, Mrs. Phillips.
Your grandfather was a good man. He really upheld the philanthropy of his company's policies, and the money that went towards charity, too.
I know. He was amazing. I really looked up to him, and I want to be as good as he was.
Well, I know that you'll be as great as your grandfather.
Hell yeah, she will. She'll be 10 times better than her grandfather.
Would I? Would I really be better than my grandfather? Everyone seemed to have high expectations for me. I just wanted to do my best to make my family proud, but to be better than my grandfather? I wasn't sure about that. From outside the school window, I saw a familiar blue car pull up to the curb. Undoubtedly, it was my father in the driver's seat. Oh, Mary Wright's here. Well, I guess I'll see you both tomorrow.
Want us to come with you?
Oh no, it's okay. I'll be fine. See you. Hey, Dad.
Hey,